Yes, we are back. Back again in Train Sim World 6, back again on the Birmingham Cross City route, where we're starting out here at Lichfield Trent Valley, and we're going to be... words? No. Hang on. Bear with me. It's not going to be one of those. It's not going to be one of those. We're starting out at Lichfield Trent Valley, and we're going to be doing a full-line run, going all the way to Bromsgrove. Then we're going to come back to New Street because next week we are going to be starting from New Street and going to Crewe, because maybe in the next month or so we'll be able to get a train from Crewe back to here. We will see. For those watching on YouTube, hello. You'll find links in the doobly-doo below to where you can get this route. A link down there to the Twitch page where you can watch me live on the Twitchy. Follow the train. And a link down there to the Discord server as well. Good evening then to Trent, to Tiger, to Sim, to Ant, to Round Night, to Colin, to Nico, and to Nigel. Right, let's get on board because, well, we're running late now by a minute and a half. So sit the... Hang on, I've got to close the door. Bear with me. Now sit thee down. Close the door. So yeah, 4-line run, going to Lichfield City, Shenston, Blake Street, Butler's Lane, Four Oaks, Sutton Coldfield. I'll start again. Sutton Coldfield, Wild Green, Chester Road, Erdington, Gravelly Hill, Aston, Birmingham New Street, Five Ways, University, Selly Oak, Bourneville, Kings Norton, Northfield, Longbridge, and Bromsgrove. So a fairly long one, but we will see how we go. Do bear with me. I maybe. Right, let's get going. 1.2 miles to Lichfield City. Up the incline, exactly.
Six months of professionalism?
Exact question mark. Thank you, Magic Feet. Indeed, 6 months of profession. Hang on, 6 months of 6 months of something. We're not exactly sure. That's a lot of stops. How many will you actually stop at? Oh, hello. We're going over here. All of them, because professional. Oh, I mean, okay, that's new. I don't want to start doing that, do I? Because that means people will expect me to be honking at the honky things. Let's be professional here and do that. That's done. Ain't got to worry about that. Oh, hang on. That as well. You only see 6 months of professionalism if you've been here for 60 months. Hang on, that's pushing it a bit. Hi, Jammers. Indeed, Trenty. Right, so yes, the plan is going to do Bromsgrove from Lichfield Trent Valley, get back to New Street. Then, by the end of the stream, I want to be stood on the platform at New Street. And then, being the professional that I am, in the next stream / video, I'm going to stand on the same platform and then do Birmingham to Crewe, with an aim of then ending up at Crewe, because when we get Lichfield Trent Valley, no, when we get Crewe to Milton Keynes, I can then go from Crewe back to Lichfield Trent Valley, where we started here, and then carry on to Milton Keynes. And then the week after that, we'll do Milton Keynes down to Euston. We have a problem, and then, you know, it's almost planning. Can you start again? I'm confused. I wish I could start again. I'm confused. So can we visit Trent Valley? And after discussing this last time, I actually kind of want to do this round trip again. I think I might have a random day out over the summer. We will now shortly be here to do the Valley of the Lichfield City. And we're late because you kept me waiting at the beginning. Can we join for the random day out in Birmingham? Oh God, no, because that means just no. Do you want some toast? I've been looking forward to this stream all day. I think it's the excitement. It shows how little there is going on in my life. Hopefully, I've got a mod in. This is a modded timetable, so we should see some 170s and some other things. So I'm hoping that Birmingham New Street, when we get there, is busier. Hi, Stokey. And what I want to be able to do then is bring something else other than the 323 back to New Street. That's the plan. And then when we do get Milton Keynes to Crewe, what I will then do, I'd like to do one long stream. No, that was Game Engine. That wasn't Mod Sim. That was me editing the Game Engine. I haven't done that this time. What I'd like to do in one long stream is do Used to Have a Problem to Milton Keynes, to Crewe, to Preston, to Carlisle, to Whitehaven when we get them all. That'll be a long stream. I don't even know if I could cope with me for that long. Was work thing quiet? It's busy. Busy. Oh, right. Now let's do the accelerator is.
Should have done this last week. Is this a really annoying point? I do hope so, lol.
No, Stoke, you could have been more annoying with that, but thank you anyway. 44 of the months. So you want to do the West Coast Main Line, basically? Yeah, pretty much. I put up myself for however many years I've been on the planet. Alright, so Shenston. So yeah, I do hope that this is busier because I'm in a modded timetable. But as some people say, people do say things. Things are said by people at times. Time will tell. You also have the sound mods for the trains. Anyway. Am I okay? I'm far from okay. There's okay. Okay so far behind me that I can't even see it in the rearview mirror anymore. I really like this route. So I looked at the weekend for a modded timetable on it. It's an hour and 20-minute run, this one as well. Just smile and wave. I'm not the queen. A queen, some say, but I'm not the queen. No, it's going to be quite a nice round route. Again, one of the other things to do, which is the thing I kind of like to do in real life, is go Lichfield Trent Valley through Birmingham to Crewe and then back to Lichfield Trent Valley. I think someone said last week it's about a 2 hour and 40-minute run. King of being a pro. Choo-choo indeed. Thank you very much, Colin. Oh, it means I got a... It means the credits are going to be longer now at the end. That's really inconvenient for me when people do that. Right, we have 900 yards. We've got no announcements on this because it's an old route. I think there is in the 170. But not in the 323s. Obviously, these don't run on this line anymore. They're the angry trains now. Because they look angry. There is a train going the other way. Oh, for God's sake. I shouldn't have said anything, should I? You just sat there chuckling to yourself now, aren't you? Yeah, the one we went on when we went to Manchester, not long after these came out. Not long after these came out of service. God, not long after these came out of service in the West Midlands, we went to Manchester and went on the West Midlands one in Manchester. Oh, not long after these came out of service. Right, doors are opening. Hang on. Nurse, can I have the medication now? Oh, there's no one in the room. Okay, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're all chuckling. Yes, thank you. Birmingham via Mumbai. It's a big Indian community in Birmingham. Was that Brummy Asian? It was. Yes. Oh God, there's a hype train now, which you're 62% towards. Have I just closed the doors? Yeah, I did. Okay, well, carry on. I spent a lot of time in my youth in Birmingham every weekend. And I used to come back to Swindon on like a Sunday night or Monday morning and would occasionally have a Birmingham twang. Certainly if I'd been up there for like a week or a couple of weeks. We can't tell by the accent. Well, they were more South Birmingham, not Black Country Birmingham, not Wolverhampton. It was Solihull, don't you know, on the border of Solihull. I was almost all right. There you go. Let's close the windows. Oh God, really? Nico, thank you very much. Oh, hang on, you managed to post more. See, it worked. You managed to post more than 4 bits. Thank you, Nico. Unless that's because you're a mod. I don't think anybody from Newcastle can sound posh. It's like no one from Liverpool is going to sound posh. People from Wolverhampton don't sound posh, or people from Bristol. Apologies for anyone that comes from those areas. Mods are not lime-titting in spamming. Can you feel the love tonight? Limb-titting. No, we're not talking about Trent limb-titting. Thank you very much. Limb-tied. We're not tying up your limbs either, Trent. Limited. No. It's our song. Limited. He was getting there. I think it's like one of those things, isn't it? If you gave an unlimited number of monkeys an unlimited number of typewriters, they would eventually write the works of Shakespeare. I think give Trent an unlimited amount of time and all the different keyboard varieties in the world, we would eventually get a sentence. I don't know what sort of area you'd need for an unlimited around the monkeys. Around the monkeys? Is that... Can I have around the monkeys, please? Hey, hey, with the monkeys. Anyway. Right, we're 700 yards from Blake Street. Obviously, this part of the route isn't busy because there's not a lot out here. I think once we get to Aston, it gets busier. I think I've said this before. I went through a period in Birmingham of drinking a drink that was called Mickey Mouse. Half lager, half bitter. In the same glass. You go up to the bar, pint of Mickey, please. Half lager, half bitter, done. Came back to Swindon once and asked for a pint of Mickey Mouse, and the barman looked at me as if I had 3 heads. It's like, the hell's that? I said, half lager, half bitter. He went, really? Right, we have arrived here. We're only 2 minutes late. do a quick thing, shall we? You got your cap on backwards. You've got your cap on backwards. You've got a ponytail, so you're an idiot. You've got your cap on backwards. Why is it called Mickey Mouse? That's just what it used to be called. Don't know why it's called. With a sweet on. No, we're baldyless. We're also now late. Nothing wrong with a ponytail. Yeah, there's lots of things wrong with a ponytail. Right, anyway, lock doors. No, I don't know why it was called Mickey Mouse, but it's the fact that it's called Mickey Mouse. A video came up in my YouTube feed the other day of a guy with really long hair. That it was one of those, has his hair cut off and you won't believe the transformation. I didn't have the heart to click on it and watch it in case the guy looked good afterwards, and then I'd start imagining Pat looking normal if he had the stupid hair cut off. So I couldn't bring myself to watch it. Is his hair grey? I didn't look in that much detail. You should have forwarded it to Pat. Right, next stop is Butler's Lane. Where all the butlers come from. A lot of you haven't met him. And probably never will. We're saving you from that. I hate you, Butler. We've only seen one train go the other way so far, so it's not that frequent a service. Half hourly, I think. We will have a look. Baldy! Oh, it vanished. Is it get out the way? Hours poll there. 7:05, 7:35. Yeah, half hourly then. Hello, bald person. Nice trainers. Okay. We're on a slant. Right, lock doors. Does it smell nice? I smelled nice today. I actually smelled myself today and thought, oh, I do smell nice. Anyway. Four Oaks. I'm a wee... Ah, you're a wee bit tilted, lad. Hey, you want to be standing upright, you know. I've got no idea what that was. I don't know. I honestly don't know what that was. At least it wasn't Tony. Tony would have been all over the tilting. He'd been, oh, I'm on tilt. Get me. How many accents can we ruin this evening? Oh, there's probably a few. What do you mean, we? Oh, hang on. We've got a thing now. It's a yellow one. Then we got a red one. No, I can't do, because I'd end up sounding like Jethro, and I can't do Cornish. I think it's raining. Raining in my heart. So if there's a red, means there's something Whose coat's that jacket? Whose shoes are those trainers? Which means there's a train in front of us. We make Denzel Penderthy. He's green, but if it was a red, he's an oh god, gone Italian. It was a red, and now he's a turn of green, isn't it? Would wiper button work? Oh, hang on, wiper does work. Step away. There's a train over there, look. Oh, I reckon that's why it was red, because there's a train coming the other way. That will be why. Good morning. Locked doors. Is this the Eurovision tribute stream? I might actually watch the Eurovision after the stream on Saturday night. Saturday night. I don't know why I went on camp then. Alright, Sutton Coldfield is next. 1 mile. It's Wigfield, not Wakefield. You haven't really seen me properly camp. Right, Sutton Coldfield. So if you just joined, where have you been? We started out at Lichfield Trent Valley. Seriously, a few drinks in me, some good music on. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't know. Yeah, we started out at Lichfield Trent Valley, and we're doing a 4-line run down to Bromsgrove. The aim is, at the end of this stream, we want to be at Birmingham, New Street. Next time, we're going to start from Birmingham New Street and do Birmingham to Crewe, with an aim there. Oh god, that could be fun. We might have to do Birmingham to Crewe to Birmingham to Crewe. The aim there at finishing in Crewe, because then hopefully we could then do Crewe to Milton Keynes. And then we'll do Milton Keynes to Euston, back to Milton Keynes, back to Crewe. Which is, hang on, what have we got? We haven't got Crewe to Preston yet, have we? That's still to come. No, then we can do Preston to Carlisle. And then eventually we're going to get Carlisle to Whitehaven, or whatever it is. And we've got the Thames Valley branches coming. We've got the Tadami line coming. Hi Daniel, how am I? I don't know. I think I'm broken. We have stopped at Sutton's Coldfield. Put your coat on. Beep, beep, beep. Passengers are loading. Mind the gap between the train and the other platform. Mind the gap. There's a train coming towards us. You don't think the Tadami line is really coming, you think it's an April Fool's joke. Hopefully not, so I'm looking forward to it. That's more frequently than half an hour-y distance-y timey thing. Unless that's going somewhere else. Hang on, doesn't it do the splitty thing? Isn't there the... hang on. Did it do a splitty thing? No, it doesn't do a splitty thing. Okay. So why there's two trains? Why there's two trains? That's not English. Why were there two trains in quick succession? That was going to Lichfield. So where was the other one going? Rush hour? It's half hourly coming this way. No one travels from Birmingham to Lichfield, do they? 7 o'clock in the morning. I know there's getting out of Birmingham, but, you know. Everyone has limits. One's really late. Wasn't my fault. Oh yeah, Four Oaks, isn't it? Oh yay, I forgot that, ain't I? Four Oaks, innit? Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be arriving at Wild Green. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap. What's that accent? I don't know what that was. Common, I think. Wasn't quite Essex, was it? I'm just too talented for you lot. I'm giving out what I'm on. No, I nearly went into Indian then. I'm allowed to do that. I'm part Indian. Braking. Unlock doors. Doors are unlocking. Cockney. My parents were from South London, so they didn't really have an accent. Most of them have been, but that's why, see? My mum's dad was Indian, so that's why. Locking doors. No, Stokey, I'm not gonna respond to that. Oh, you're making different noises if that was the case. Oh, I did respond to that. Oops. Anyway, Chester Road is next. It's definitely a bit more rainy. Should I speed up my thing? Does that button do it? Hang on. Intermittent. No. Intermittent 2. We're going intermittent 2 on the wipers. It's 28 minutes. No one's going to got this far on YouTube. Streams coming up, by the way, while we're in between stations. Tomorrow night, I've got no idea. Maybe you guys decide what I do. No, that's bad. No, I'm not going to do that. Tomorrow night, something. Thursday night is more Contractville. Thursday night. Friday night is American Trucking. Looking at the new map for American Truck Sim. Saturday night. Saturday night. Is more bus bound. Sunday, another new farm because of the failure of Farm Sim last Sunday, where we found out it was the map that was broken. We're shifting maps. We're going to Riverview, and which seems to be fine so far. So another new farm on Sunday in Farm Sim 22, which I'm looking forward to spending some time setting up on Saturday. Especially, there might be a certain area for Ed that may have some fences around it. Just a couple. Maybe a slightly staggered entrance. I've got some ideas. Ed isn't watching, it's fine. Shower with my dad. I could do that. I could go and stand in the New Forest in the rain. Four fences in a square. There are ideas. It's definitely getting a bit rainy now. Erdington is next. Whose fault's that? Can we have an exclamation mark tiger in chat, please? Because it's raining. Thank you. Oh, you're all quick on that one, aren't you? Nigel was in there first. Right, heading towards a rather gloomy Erdington. I've been to Erdington. It's rather gloomy. Well, I watched Tom Scott's video earlier. He went to the Stick of Rock factory. I never knew that's how they made the letters in a stick of rock. It's actually fairly interesting. I'm actually really enjoying this series of his. It's definitely a bit wet out there. You want to take your umbrella? You do. Oh, you got me brawly with me. You got too much YouTube to watch. I caught up today. I watched that interview at lunchtime. Ended up listening to some music. And then I've got nothing to watch on YouTube. Oh, that's not. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the little stick of Blackpool Rock. I was wondering where you were going with that. All right, 1.1 miles to Gravelly Hill. Oh, going to Gravelly Hill I am. Yeah, so this bit of the route isn't that busy. I'm hopeful that when we get the other side of New Street, it gets busier. I still think, occasionally, it doesn't hurt, that eventually the bit we want is Milton. I'll get there, don't worry, hang on. The bit we want is Milton Keynes to Birmingham. I know at some point we're getting Milton Keynes to Crewe. I think the busier bit will be the Milton Keynes to Birmingham, because then you could do Euston We Have a Problem to Milton Keynes to Birmingham to Crewe, and eventually to Preston to Carlisle. And then hopefully one day we get Carlisle to Glasgow. Because it seems like there is a focus on finishing the West Coast Main Line. I just hope they don't rush to do the East Coast Main Line, because it's boring. You've given up waiting for Stoke to appear. No one, even people of Stoke, don't want Stoke to appear. I've been to Stoke. Yeah, once was enough. Yeah, I think the Northampton loop would have made sense for the 350s, wouldn't it? Unless that'll be an additional extra bit at some point. We'll find out in the next period of time. So yes, on our way all the way to Bromsgrove, innit? Oh god, just look just to my right, okay, at a 90 degree angle, is the screen I have Discord on. And I just glanced over to my right, and I've left it on the random chat 18 plus room. So all I can see is a picture of an old man in Speedos that I put there earlier. Slightly disturbing. Hello, Michael. Right, stop at Aston. Nice guy. Pops in occasionally. Still wants to go on a date with me. Still don't understand why. I'm going to frame that. Not quite. Like Miles, yeah. You always imagine someone called Miles is quite posh. People called Miles, people called Cuthbert or Rupert. It's always a posh name, isn't it? Oh, we've named our child Miles. You don't have someone called Miles growing up in Peckham, do you? Oh, that's a beepy thing. Right, we got a 40 limit as we come into Aston. It's now going to get hopefully slightly busier. It's definitely raining. Raining is happening. Oh, I was going to potentially do Subway Sim 2. Some options for tomorrow night are Car Mechanique, because I was so good at that. Subway Stimulations 2. Or something else, I don't know. I even thought about looking at the DLC thing for Power Wash Simulator 2. But I still think that's expensive for what it is. I even did a joke at the beginning of my Subway Sim 2 video as well. I amuse myself sometimes. Oh, that's vibrating. Yeah, I don't know about Ranger's Path. Was that multiplayer? Don't know. We may, if we ever get to the R in the alphabet series, coming. No. No. That's what I like about going through the bakery sim. I think was interesting. What was A? I can't remember what A was. What was A? Oh, the airport one. Yeah. Bakery sim was okay. C1 is coming next week. D's in 2 weeks' time. I haven't thought about an E yet. Have I installed something for E? I thought I installed something for E. Not yet. Right, Birmingham New Street, 2.2 miles. Yeah, I think the 10-minute train watch is coming to an end because no one's really watching them. I might finish it off with one last one at a busy station and do a longer one. I think it was Pat suggested doing an hour but speed it up, so I might do that. E for Elder Scrolls. I don't think have I got that? I might have that. My ex used to play that. I couldn't get into it. Okay, so we got a 60. So we've got to go through New Street, out to the side, because otherwise we'll end up in New Street. That's a train. And then we should see some 323s and things as we go through. So I'm on a modded timetable, and so far I haven't really noticed much of a difference. Whether it is because there's hang on. No, bear with me. Whether no, I'll get there. Just wait. I wonder if that's why we're seeing more trains. Is because we're on a modded timetable. So they could be running 323s that are going to various destinations. Everything. Well, that's a game I've got already in my Steam library. I'm not going to buy a game to do it. The idea is it's a game that I haven't played in a while. So it's a game that I've played, but I haven't played in a long time, and I've gone back and looked at it. So the airport one I did like 5 years ago. The bakery one was about 3 years ago. Next week's one's been a few years. The D has been a few years. And then E will be... So hopefully I've got a game in my library for each letter of the alphabet. Oh God. When I get to Z... to be honest, I won't be doing this when I get to Z, so I haven't got to worry about that. That's a 350. Okay, we've got a 30. Now, is this where we are? Is it? I don't know. It could be. Yeah, this is where the new... This is in about 35 years' time. When we're going to get HS2, the most pointless railway connection in the world. Because it saves 8 minutes on a journey from London to Birmingham that no one wants to go to. That's what he said, Tiger. Oh yeah, if you're going up that way, you cut under it and over it and round it and alongside it and... Again, in reality, this... That's a 350. Yeah. Well, that's busier. You don't normally see those. So that must have come from Milton Keynes. Oh, it's a Voyager. Not a Voyager, a 390. So this is busier already. I don't know if anyone's done a modified Birmingham to Crewe yet. I will have a look this weekend and see if I can find... Oh, hello, I've turned into Tony. I'll have a look this weekend and see if I can find one. Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be arriving at Birmingham New Street. This train doesn't terminate here. That was very Kenneth Williams. He was more nasally. Alright. Into New Street. A couple of minutes late. But that's pretty much on time, really. We're going to carry on all the way out the other side to Bromsgrove. I said I want to finish off. Oh, actually. Right. You guys can help me out here. No, you can't. No, it's a different line, isn't it? HST. I'm just thinking, when they're on the Birmingham to Crewe, they come out of New Street and go a different way, don't they? They're not on the same bit of track that this is on. So it's not like I could come into New Street and go back to a station that I could then carry on from next week. It's got to be New Street. That's the only common bit, I think, of Birmingham to Crewe. Right, we have arrived here. And to prove it, here we are. So yes, we got HST there. Nothing in there. 350 in there. $3.50 in there. And something down there. And a $3.50 there. Follow that HST. cross country HST. Let's say where it's going. 7:25 to Cardiff Central. So why is that running late? Why is that running 10 minutes late? That's bizarre. Right, Five Ways is next. Is it broken? Probably. The driver couldn't be bothered. Indeed, Stokey. Right, so onwards to Bromsgrove. Be interesting to see, actually, because we've got to come back to New Street. We'll have a look and see if that train's still there when we come back. Yeah, because I think the Birmingham to Crewe go down that right-hand tunnel. So we sod off round here. So yeah, there isn't a connection. Yeah, it must be difficult, isn't it? If you got a driver that all of a sudden rings in sick. You've got to go, hang on a minute, you're supposed to be on that service. You've got to get someone else there. Your working hours and all that. Yeah, especially as you know it's going to happen. So if you've got a train coming into, I don't know, Birmingham, and there was supposed to be a driver there to meet it, to take it on to wherever the next change point would be, you know in advance that there's no one going to be there, but then you've got to try and get another driver to there for when that train gets in. It must be really tough. All right, 800 yards to Five Ways. Five Ways. Sackle train drivers make UK railways like the DLR. I think it will be one day. I think it'll all be automated. Right, we are about to arrive at Five Ways. Yeah, it's possible to do. I think it will happen, say, probably in my lifetime. Well, there's the whole self-driving. I've said this on one of the streams last week. There's the whole self-driving Tesla thing, isn't there now? It's not, you can't do it in this country, but I've seen YouTube videos of as a guy that did a 600-mile trip in his Tesla and didn't touch the wheel, didn't touch the pedals, other than on 2 occasions backing it into the charge bay. On one of them it would have done it, on the other one he'd had to reverse it in. So it basically took him from out of his garage 600 miles to his destination, and he didn't drive. That's the future. Because when your car's self-driving and everyone else's car is self-driving, you're not going to get any accidents because everyone's car is going to know where the other cars are. So on the motorway, you're going to be driving at exactly the same speed. Lane discipline will be perfect. The fact then you'll just get in your car and it will take you to work, it will take you to see grandma, it will take you to the coast, it will take you to where you want to go, and you just sit back and watch whatever it is you're going to watch, read the paper, whatever. for when you're elderly. Anyway, we're now passing along the Birmingham Canal, which is here on our left, making our way towards. You want to retract that subscription, Stokey. Audi will still program there to sit in lane 3. Oh yeah, cut everybody up. It's like people that object to all these things that warn you if you're going over the speed limit, or that shake the wheel when you don't indicate to change lane. The only people that moan about those things are the people that A, speed, and B, don't indicate when they change lane. If you drive properly and didn't speed, you wouldn't have to sit in your car and turn all that stuff off when you get in. It's there for a reason. Right, we will shortly be arriving at University. I do like the fact this is a long run. It's an hour and 20 minutes from Lichfield Trent Valley all the way to Bromsgrove. We'll see if we can take a 170 back in, and maybe see if there's anything we can take in and out, so we want to end up at New Street at the end. Braking. We're still only 2 minutes late. That's pretty good. Can I de-wiper now? There we go. There wasn't a woman who lived in a shoe. She had no toilet. She had to leave to poo. Lock doors. Right, Selly Oak, home of the hospital, is next in 0.7 of a mile. This is a really good route. There's a sale on currently. I don't know if it is in it. It's one of those that, because it's an hour and 20 minutes and it's a little bit busy, it's actually really nice sort of commuter route. Sally Oaks, lovely woman. I hope one day we do get the angry trains in this. The ones that replace these, whatever they're called. The angry ones. Because if you look at it with its rear lights on, it looks angry. We are now braking and coming into... Nope. Oh, it's bloody raining again now. We don't want rain. We want nice sunshine, we do. I had to put bloody wipers on. Class 730. Yeah, with the rear lights on, they look like they're like the eyebrows are going in like. Rrr. I will put my I will put my intermittent wipers back on. We are here at Sunny Oak. I'm not going to mention when we go through Northfield, the pub I got thrown out of. I do that every time. So I'm mentioning it now. It's gone. It's a housing estate now. Is that my impression of a wiper? Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Locking doors. Bourneville. It's a really nice pub. Problem was, my niece used to live at the top of the hill at Northfield. And the main shopping centre in Northfield was at the bottom of the hill. So we walk down, normally with a pushchair with a kid in it, on like a Saturday morning or Saturday lunchtime or something to get some shopping, things you go to shops for. And then there's a pub on the way. So you'd be thirsty, and so you'd go in, and then you'd go, right, we'll have one, and then we go shopping, and then we'll come back. So you'd have one, maybe two. You'd go and do the shopping, and you'd come back, and you'd be like, well, it's thirsty? And yeah, okay, thirsty. And then by the time you got back with the shopping, I had a very angry niece. I never quite understood why. The fact that sometimes for like an hour's round trip, we'd be gone about 3. I was always called the bad influence. She never objected when she came shopping. And we ended up in there. Right. We're now arriving at Bourneville. It was the same. When she moved to Edgbaston, there's a McDonald's right on the main dual carriageway at Edgbaston. And there was a pub next to it called The Trees. So we'd go and be like, we have fancy McDonald's? Yeah, go McDonald's. And then like an hour and a half later, we weren't back with the McDonald's because, well, we walked past the McDonald's and gone into The Trees. Occasionally she'd get really annoyed and come in and be like, sorry. Yeah, dogs are like that, see? I was a bad influence. My niece's kids used to love me because I used to spoil them. I used to take them out for the day. And be like, right, going to McDonald's or whatever, or buy them sweets. I said, don't tell your mum. Yeah, no, we won't. It's our secret. Okay. So, as kids do, what do they do when they get back in? Oh, Uncle Steve took it to McDonald's. No, it wasn't me. Right, Kings Norton is next. Yeah, definitely a good route. Definitely one I can recommend purchasing. Hopefully we've got some good stuff coming over the next few months. We know we're going to get it to Darmy Line. I haven't heard anything more about the Thames Valley branches. That could be interesting, so long as they're joined up with the main line. I'm hopeful that they're not just the short spurs that aren't connected to the main line, because that would be quite boring then. So we'll see what happens with those. We got the Tadami line coming. We got Lichfield Trent Valley coming. There's other things. It is Graham's dad, and it's not Chipping Norton. Your dad was born in Kings Norton. I've been to, I must have been through Kings Norton a few times. Where they used to change? Oh, it's Sturchley. Sturchley used to change buses. Sturchley on the way to Northfield from Hall Green. Would it be Sturchley? Get off the number 11, go around the corner and get... Anyway. That's a buzzy noise. It's still raining. See, what I want to do when we get to Bromsgrove is ideally not go back to the menu, because I'm intrigued to see if that HST is still sat there when we get back to New Street. So if that's broken. It could be due to this timetable that it might be a bit broken. I could just check the map. Don't spoil my fun. Don't do. I'm not having you spoil my fun. I'm not letting you spoil my... You're not doing it. You are not spoiling my fun. There isn't much I've got to look forward to in life. These streams, and within these streams, the excitement that could be seeing if that train's still there when we get back. I'm having fun. I've got so much fun, I'm going to have a jelly baby. There. It tastes different. Don't joke. I'm enjoying my variety act. I should be on the stage so people can throw things at me. Swing, batter. Northfield. I got thrown out of a pub. No. Like underwear. I'm not having you throw your underwear at me. Thank you very much. Right, only a few stops to go until we get to Bromsgrove. Oh, hang on, I've just had an idea. Trent. They'd be like throwing bricks. Could we get... Hang on, are we going to get time? Are we? I don't know. Could we? We're not even sure. What? I'll get there. No, I've forgotten. Have I? No, I haven't. Would we get time to do Bromsgrove, come back to the point where we could then go down to Redditch, and then do Redditch back to New Street? I don't know. Oh, that's the thing. I'm not wearing any socks. There you go. That's an image for you, Michael. That's double yellows. I only wear socks in here if I'm driving. If I'm doing like trucking or something, because otherwise the pedals get too cold to my feet. But sometimes my feet get hot and I take them off halfway through a stream. We will shortly be arriving at Northfield. Northfield. Oh, stream's coming up, by the way. Tomorrow night, not a clue. No idea. It might be one of those I'll just decide when I come home from work. Current options are Subway Sim 2 or Car Mechanic. So it's a 50-50 at the moment. I would phone a friend, haven't got any. Thursday night is Contractville in multiplayer. Friday night we're doing American Trucking, looking at the new map. Saturday night is more bus-bound in multiplayer. Can we unlock that next area? We did the bridge thing. And then Sunday, another new map in Farming Sim 22, because the previous one was broken. But I think we're going to have more fun with this one. I did like Riverview. I was spending probably too many hours on Saturday setting up a yard. I did tell you to sod off, Michael. That is definitely a bit rainy. Next week, I think we're doing more. What's the one? It's the one. You know, the one with the things and the petrol pumps. Rest area simulator. Oh, there's another one of those now. That I saw a video of. It's a similar thing, or same idea, but my God, it looks bad. And I want to do some more ships at sea at some point. So that needs to happen, because I like that. Bobbing about in boats. Repo we haven't done in a long time. It doesn't look like we'll be doing a quiz a week on Saturday, because we haven't got enough people. So it might be bingo. Is it a week on Saturday? No, a week on Friday. A week on Friday. Yeah, because a week on Saturday I'm not here. I actually looked at Eurostar tickets this morning. Thought about doing a day trip to Brussels. On a bank holiday Saturday, I won't be doing a day trip to Brussels. You can actually do it. There's a couple of Saturdays after that. It was like 88 quid return. So, Right. There's a 45. We are now approaching Longbridge. Longbridge! Yeah, red's fine. It's not that slippy. He says. This thing's actually got really good brakes on it. Because it's electrocuted. We had the discussion today about winning the lottery because it's like 63 million or something tonight. One guy still reckoned he'd come to work tomorrow. And I did my normal thing of going, no. I would come in. I would leave my laptop, my phone, my key, and my resignation on my desk, and you'd never hear from me again. Longbridge did. I've been in the Longbridge Social, which was what was Rover staff social club. Really cheap beer. It's a housing estate now. Well, I think there's a little bit left for MG because some of the final assemblies on MGs are still done there. But yeah, it's mainly housing estate now. We're actually on time. When I was at school, Mum used to clean at the British Legion. That was cheap beer. The Custard Factory. I definitely remember smelling chocolate when you were around Bourneville. Hang on, so we're due to leave at 7:59, yet it's like 4 seconds to, and it's still not telling us to close the doors. Yeah, my niece's husband worked there, which is handy when they lived at Northfield, and when they moved to Edgbaston. He now, I think he does, works for Land Rover, so they moved to the other side of Birmingham. Don't know, I haven't heard from him for 6 years, so may still work there. So rather than depart us on time, it's now holding us. I got very drunk. There's a theme to my life, isn't there? I got very drunk. I've said this multiple times. Sorry, Trent. Went on a 2-day training course at Axe Nobel in Slough. Rather stupidly, after the first day, they paid for us to go out for a meal. where wine was supplied free. Couldn't really focus a lot the second day. I don't know why. I haven't been properly drunk for a long time. Not in the last few years. Oh, yeah, I'm not good on... I don't do well on wine. Bromsgrove is next. 6.2 miles. So we go down the Licky Incline. Well, this timetable isn't as busy as I thought it was going to be. When I looked at the specifications, you know, the document, the words to describe the timetable, I thought it was going to be incredibly busy. Doesn't actually seem to be. You can't drink wine. I don't like expensive wine. I'm a cheap girl. Blossom Hill Chardonnay or Sainsbury's House Chardonnay. That's it. That's all I can drink. But it's dangerous. Last time I got properly drunk, it's probably COVID. Yeah, the period between Dad dying and Mum dying was rough because I was off work as well for a bit of that. I went back to work in June. I went back to work in June. Mum died in July. So that was rough. There's lots of wineries in Australia. Yeah, a month ago, whatever it was, I did buy some tins of Boddingtons because there's hardly any alcohol in Boddingtons. It's actually quite nice on a Friday night or Saturday night after the stream to just sit and unwind, to watch something with a beer. It actually made me do that. Not that I need it, because I don't drink anyway. But yeah, I really just... In the summer, it'd be quite nice when it's still light, after a stream, sit out on the deck with a beer. I need to get like a comfy garden chair out there. Is it a ship's deck? Well, you've been here. It's like an 8 foot by 8 foot bit of square decking. No, deck. It's trying to be funny. Oh, you should have let us know. Also realised yesterday, this coming Saturday will be 6 years to the day that Dad died. It's certainly been a whirlwind of 6 years. Dad went on the 16th of May. Mum was the 4th of July. It doesn't. And yeah, it's gone so fast. Right, so we've got to come back to that. That's the spur, isn't it? Yeah. So we want to come back to there. So we want to come back to Barnt Green, really. Then go down here to Redditch, and then see if we can then come back to New Street. That's the plan. Stan. Other names are available. Beep. That's some double yellows. Doesn't feel the same when you come down here on a 323 and come back on a 323. you can feel the things struggle up the hill. Come down here on a 323 and then come back up on one of the angry trains. It doesn't feel like that at all. I know I can speed up, but I got an 80 coming up. Alright, down we go. I certainly, and I'm not going to get all melancholy, but the last, however long it's been, 11 months, there's been so many times that obviously I would have texted our ex-comrade in the last couple of years with things happen at work or funny things or things I think about, but it took a few years because I would have texted my dad, often sending him random texts during my day at work or if I'm out and about or seeing something, because he had a sense of humour that was very dry like mine. So there's so many times I just wanted to pick up the... Oh, I can't. Right, down the hill we go. So we've got to see now what's on the timetable. The thing is, this will turn round and come back up the hill quite quickly. We don't really want to bring this up. So we'll see what else there is that's either going to Barnt Green or if there's anything going to New Street that we can nab. This is the place with the shop, yeah. We all went to Co-op just outside Bromsgrove Station, and the guy said something to all of us, and none of us understood what they were on about. We think it's, do you want to carry a bag? Because, you know, we obviously, it was lunchtime, we had to go and get a meal deal, because that's what we do when we're out. I do regret not going to a pub in London the other weekend. Part of me was like, I could really just sit somewhere and have a beer now. No, my Roy Cropper bag, which is on the shelf behind me, will never go anywhere again. Right, doors are unlocking. Doors have unlocked. If you're new to the streams, by the way, hello, hi, hooey. They're all this odd, just to pre-warn you. The man of all accents. Just because I can attempt to do accents doesn't mean I understand them. We'll just line carry on to somewhere. This then goes off to Worcester and that sort of way. Worcester part, yeah, Worcester eventually. That sort of area. Be Worcester? Next for southwest, yeah, Worcester. It's not letting me end. Why won't you let me end? Worcester and Hereford. Is that where you went to the tractor show last year? Was that Hereford? Last year? Beginning of last year. With Richard and our ex-comrade. It's still not letting me end. Why? Why you not let me end? Okay, fine. We can get out. Oh, really? As soon as like, okay, no, fine. There. Right. So that's going to be going somewhere, isn't it? 8:09 to Bromsgrove, 7:20 to the 7:20 to Hereford, the 8:21 to Hereford. That's a bit broken, isn't it? That's still waiting on the 7:20 to Hereford. Okay, I think this timetable's slightly broken. So maybe don't download this timetable. Oh God, really? Have I got a battle? Excuse me. And the 7:23 to Birmingham New Street, or the 8:42 to Birmingham New Street. Okay, you know what we're going to have to do then? Let's have a look at the map and see if that HST is still there. Yeah. It's still there. Leeds to Plymouth. Yeah, the 7:25 to Cardiff Central, delayed by 40 minutes. The Hereford service delayed. Yeah, so that's why there's an issue with this timetable. Right, so in that case, what we'll do is we'll have to go back to the main menu. We won't go back onto that timetable then because it's a bit broken. We'll carry on from Bromsgrove. We'll see if there's a 170 we can take. Either... we want to end up at New Street. We haven't got to, but it'd be nice to. Right, so the 170 timetable. So 170. Birmingham to Aston. Bromsgrove to New Street. There we go. So we'll take the 170 back to New Street. That's only 20 minutes. Oh, it'd be nice to do Redditch. Coming 2026. No, it's not. Okay. The keys don't work in this. Forward. Headlights. Day. Tail lights off. That's loud. Turn that down. University. So we could go to University and then see if we can come back to Redditch and then get back to Birmingham. Oh, is that making the racket? It wasn't me. Yeah, so we'll take this to University then and see if we can get back to Redditch from University and then see if we can get back to New Street. There's a challenge. First things first, we've got 45 seconds. Can we find us a bold person? Ponytailed idiot. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's not looking very good. I see one. I see you, baby. Licky little head. Not all ponytail people are idiots. I know one person with a ponytail. That one person is an idiot. Therefore, all people that I know with ponytails are idiots. I think that's valid, isn't it? Right, so 10 miles to University. What if you plat it? I will ban you. Yeah, this thing's so slow up the incline, as it were. Flat out. Bring the volume down a lot. There we go. I don't think I've been up here in a 170. What's the one with gears? I got one from Worcester that came up here, and it's... No, it changes gear. It's one of the newish trains that West Midlands are running. And it's got like a bus gearbox in it. That it changes gear. And they weren't exactly rapid up here. See, this is where it's handy having train weirdos around. They know these things. Yeah, we are flat out doing 38 miles an hour. Let's recruit more train weirdos then. 172. There you go. With a bit of Googling. God, this reminds me of those long pacer trips I did. Should really do something in Train Sim Classic again one day. I've still got it all installed. What do you want to see tomorrow night then? Do you fancy some car mechanic? Or some subway sim? A game. Thanks, Trent. Nothing. Well, I can wait till you get home. Me dancing on webcam to I Want to Break Free. I want to break wind. Okay, at this rate we might not get a chance to get all the way back to Redditch and then back to Birmingham. Because this thing is painfully slow up here. You'll be about 2015. Oh, you might catch the end of the stream then. Well, 2 people voted, thanks. And it's 50-50. I'll decide during the day tomorrow then. I decided yesterday that I don't like Golden Wonder crisps. I bought some crisps. I bought Golden Wonder and realised they are incredibly salty. Incredibly. Car mechanic. That's car mechanic then. Problem solved. Thank you. Yeah, they weren't enjoyable. Almost to a point where I don't think I can eat any more. I bought an 18-pack multi-pack. I had 2 bags, and I think rather wastefully the rest are going to go in the bin. Because they got no taste to them. It's just all salt. Gotta say it, you can't beat Walkers. Right, finally getting a bit of speed. Only certain stuff, Michael. Right, so this is where we want to come back to. Is Barnt Green, because that's the line off to Redditch. You do enjoy a frazzle. I actually bought some cheesy puffs and some cheesy balls for when I had company at the weekend, last weekend, wherever it was, and this multi-pack of crisps, and I've still got my cheesy balls and I've still got my cheesy puffs, and most of this pack of Golden Wonder crisps. Right, so what we want to do at university then is give up this service. I've got an idea. Hang on. No, I haven't. Have I? I'm not sure. No, I can't. Okay. Forget that. Right, so you've got 5 miles to University. Thing is, the trains to Lichfield aren't that frequent, and we can't guarantee we'll get a train to stop at Barn Green. Lichfield? Redditch, not Lichfield. We've been to Lichfield. We're going to Redditch. Oh, finally this thing gets a move on. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. What about a text message? Our records indicate you could be owed up to £2,487 in missold car finance. I haven't had a car on finance for 20 years, so I don't think that's going to be the case. Delete and report spam. Thank you. You've been to Redditch a few times. Redditch is where there was the awesome shop in the shopping centre next to the train station that was just, if that's how customer service should be done. I think they were taking the piss out of Harry. I think they were taking the piss out of Ethan. And we just all walked out of there just laughing. And obviously, it's the first time we walked in there, didn't know us, and I thought that's the sort of shop that you want to go back to because it was just brilliant. Right, 45 limit. That's getting a bit misty. Bing! Right, down to the 45. Forza thingy out soon. Is it next week? In a week's time, the Forza 60 thing. I might have to do Game Pass for a month this weekend, is it? Yeah, I might do Game Pass for a month and give it a go. That might be a stream. Might do look at that this weekend. That might be a stream next Wednesday or something. See if it's worth purchasing. It's a lot of money. It's Japan, isn't it? It's going to be drift stuff though, isn't it? Because of where it is. And I'm not a fan of the whole drifting thing. So that's very off-putting to me. Yeah, there's not many trains coming the other way, so I'm not sure what our chances are of getting a train back to Redditch. We know, though, whatever train we get to Redditch, we'll have to turn around and probably come back to Birmingham. So that solves that problem. But it depends on when the next train to Redditch is from University. Or we just get any train that's going to Barnt Green. Good thing is, I think dog mode will work. Explore a vast campaign of discovery and festival racing, playable solo or solo, available. No, I'm not going to go. Available solo and in co-op. Why do I want to go to a supermarket to play with my friends? No, I haven't got any friends. You start as a tourist and must prove you've got what it takes to join the Horizon Festival as a rookie driver, which everyone always does. All while you discover Japan and complete your collection journal. I really liked Gran Turismo. Maybe I should play that again at some point. Right, we have a WED. Thank you, Michael. We have a WED before we get to University. When there talks about Gran Turismo coming out on PC, is that a thing? Because I think they realise that they're missing out on quite a big market. And didn't someone say that? Oh no, it was it GTA was going to be one console exclusive? That was always the thing, though, wasn't it? Like Gran Turismo was always PlayStation and Forza was Xbox. I love the original Gran Turismo. I love the whole box ticking exercise in the original Gran Turismo. I ticked every single box on that grid. Right, into University. No, because I think back then, obviously, when they first came out, gaming on PC wasn't a big thing, was it? But I think now there's a lot of... I'm not going to stereotype because it's not the case, but there seems to be a lot of younger gamers on console because it's an easy thing to buy. You know that any game you buy for it will work. And, you know, you put a headset on, you can chat to your mates, done. And I think that's why console gaming works. I think PC gaming is becoming more, I hate to say adult, but... Right. Right, going to relinquish that service. How do I get down? Get up. Oh, November 19th, 2026. So they've actually given it a date. I wish I could go on a date. Someone take me on a date. Okay. Right. The 1101 goes to Barnt Green. The 1111 goes to Redditch. So what we'll do is we'll take the 1101 as far as Barnt Green. Hello. And then we'll wait for the Redditch train at Barnt Green. So we will get to Redditch. I miss doing the racing games. I really do. The fun we used to have with Forza. Having like D-class car is this, C-class is that, B-class is this, A-class is that, and S-class is that. And then doing the races on a Saturday night, whatever it was just so much fun. I'm also having a lot of fun doing the games that we're doing, though. I'm enjoying Contractville. I'm enjoying the rest area simulator. I'm looking forward to see where that develops. Will we get that rest area? Will we get the burger joint and stuff like that? I think there's some longevity in that. Right, come on, train. We've got places to go, people to see. So our train we just gave up hasn't left yet. Slightly concerning. Unless it wasn't due out yet. You've got no hair. Not sure if they were aware. Okay, so 323. I need to get on as a passenger then. We were doing that again on the bank holiday weekend. On the bank holiday weekend, Monday, we'll do another one of the passenger runs. I don't know what line. Right, waiting to 11:01. More than 550 cars on new Forza. I think it could be interesting. I've always liked the Forzas. I've owned all of them. It's a shame that Forza Motorsport was just so bad. I was really looking forward to that. I love track racing. And I thought that was going to be great. But it just wasn't. I don't know if it's improved. I think they've withdrawn it now. Or did they realise that the ratings were awful? Problem is you've got things like Assetto Corsa that are really good, but they're just difficult to do in multiplayer because of the whole switching tracks thing. Right, we're going to... Thank you. Right, we're going to take this as far as Barnt Green, and then the train behind us will then be one to Redditch, which will then take to, well, Redditch, and then we'll come back to New Street. So we're ready to start from New Street next week, which then we'll do Birmingham to Crewe. So the aim there is we'll do Birmingham to Crewe and see if we can get from... So we can do it twice. Do Birmingham to Crewe, back to Birmingham, back to Crewe. So one of those is going to have to be fast. And then, hopefully then, when we get Lichfield Trent Valley, we'll start at Crewe and then come back to Euston. We have a problem. We haven't played Wreckfest in a while because there aren't enough of us anymore to be able to do those sorts of games, Michael. You know, we used to have Ed, Dorset, me, Trent, Ethan, Harry, Nico, Larwood, Stokey. We used to have loads of us to do those sorts of games on a Saturday night. 2/3 of those people have gone or don't join in a multiplayer anymore. So you can't really do games like Wreckfest with 4 or 5 people. Yeah, renting the server isn't a problem if people are going to use it. Yeah, when we're doing Wreckfest once a week, it was worth renting a server for. But yeah, we just the community's changed, the dynamics changed of the games that we do. So those big multiplayer games now aren't the thing anymore. So when we get Transport Fever 3, that's going to pretty much, hopefully, if it keeps me engaged, that's going to be a Wednesday thing for a while. Trains are going to be on a Tuesday. Thursday night, then it'll be something small multiplayer. So probably rotating those games that we've got at the moment, like Contractville, like the Rest Area Simulator, those sorts of things on a Thursday. Friday night then when we get coaches and all that sort of stuff for ETS2 and ATS, that will pretty much be locked in for a Friday. 1 week it will be coaches in ETS2. Next week it will be road trip in ATS. Then it will be a different coach in ETS2, or multi-drop stuff. Saturday nights then will be a rotation of something fun. So the likes of bingo, if we can get enough people, golf with your friends, maybe some repo, some ships at sea, quiz, those sorts of things on a Saturday. And then Sundays, while we're still enjoying it, we'll be farming. I will be taking the odd Saturday off over the summer, because I want to get out of the house, and some places I can go, I can be back for the streams, but then there may be others where I won't be. Like doing Brussels for a day. It'd be difficult to leave the house, get the train to Brussels, and get back to Swindon for sort of 5 o'clock. That's on the north side of Crewe, though, isn't it? So that'll be on the Crewe to Preston. Thing is, Amsterdam's 4.5 hours. Paris is doable. Amsterdam isn't. And I've been to Amsterdam. I don't really want to go back. Where did I read today? That the Geneva? Eurostar going to start doing Geneva. That could be interesting. And again, a good base, although Switzerland's expensive. Yeah, I've been to Paris once. Wasn't impressed. Amsterdam, done Amsterdam, tick. Happy never to go back. I want to go back to Cologne. There's something about Cologne that I want to go back to. I'd like to go back to Rotterdam, because we were in and out of Rotterdam. We just pretty much did the city centre and that was it. So I'd like to go back there. Paris isn't about relation being. It's not. It is a city of love. There is stuff to see in Paris, but yeah. Exactly, Michael. I ever thought of Poland? No. I love Germany. We spent a day and a bit in Germany, and I really enjoyed Cologne. I don't think I'm going back there for a week in September, but I have been looking at going back, even doing like a long weekend again, and doing basically the same thing as I did last time. Eurostar to Brussels, hotel, car hire, Cologne and back, one day, maybe somewhere else, and then do Rotterdam, and then maybe do the coast, so like Zeebrugge or something like that. You're a train. Rotterdam or anywhere, Liverpool or Rome. I love with Rotterdam, we parked at a car park outside the centre, thanks to Pat. Got the tram in. That just all added to the experience. The tram, I like a tram. We went to Cologne, we parked on the outskirts, and I'd probably park in exactly that same car park again. And getting the train in was cheap and easy. I just couldn't walk up the stairs in the car park. There was an odd spiral staircase. It was weird. But no, the hotel we stayed at was cheap, easy to get to. that was the plan for September. Was, well, initially to do it, you have a base in the centre and then go backwards and forwards, but finances. Right, Northfield. And you have an appointment with those stairs in Liège. Again, we didn't really see much of Liège. We didn't see the river. We only saw that we didn't walk within. We just spent like 15 minutes around where we parked. So you could spend more time exploring cities like that. I said the weekend we had in February was cheap because the costs were split 4 ways. The car hire was split 4 ways. The fuel was split 4 ways. We all paid for our own hotel. We all paid for our own Eurostar, which wasn't expensive because we booked it so far in advance. That wasn't an expensive weekend at all. To do the same thing for a week, did look at accommodation and splitting the cost of that, which is fine for a couple of people. And I'm not saying we're not doing it because of Trent, but I think Trent would have felt incredibly guilty if he didn't contribute towards something. So I've got some ideas for September. Right, so Northfield, then see if we get down to Redditch, and then see if we can get back to Birmingham. Worked out for the cost, for what it would have cost me to do a week in Germany, I could have probably got to America. Where accommodation is cheap. Braking. Braking is happening. More braking. Less braking. Sneezing. I'm actually toying with doing something that I should have done a long time ago, in just biting the bullet and doing a singles holiday somewhere. Doing one of those, right, what's it going to cost me to go on a singles holiday with people like me, and you never know what's going to come out of it. You could end up gaining friends from it by spending time with people.
Oh, yeah.
That was loud. RT 6900. That's some numbers and letters. Thanks for the follow. Right, Longbridge. Why are we taking us this long to get back to Barnt Green? At this rate, we're not going to get back to New Street. What's that? Longbridge. Oh, Longbridge, then Barnt Green. Okay. It is fine. I wanted to get to Redditch. But we got 10-minute wait for the Redditch train. Yeah, that's the. It's just that doing it, isn't it? A lot of people are those singles holidays. You know, you meet up at whatever, you're in a hotel together, you get your own room obviously, but then you plonk together for meals and day trips. You end up talking to people because you do, and I'll talk to anybody. I get that from my mum, so I'm not, I'll talk to complete strangers quite happily. So making friends, I've never had that much of an issue with, but you've got to be in that situation where you're around people. I could find my Mr. Right, you never know. And then say bollocks to you lot and just stop doing this. Done. Wait until 11:15 and 0 seconds. Right, can we get to Redditch? Can we get back to Birmingham in about 30 minutes? It's going to be tough. Oh, Mr. Wright has been here along. He's called Pat. The long hair. That's it. Can't get over that. Are you meant to walk around a supermarket with a pineapple in your trolley? Well, I'm not putting Pina in my trolley. I don't know how Pina would feel about that. Are we gonna go anytime soon? Daddy, can I come sit in your trolley? Right, Barnt Green, finally. At least, but if we do Lichfield, Redditch, Lichfield. We've done all the corners of that. We've done Lichfield Trent Valley. We've done Bromsgrove and Redditch. And if we can get back to Birmingham, then all well and good. It could be we just have to do a non-stop back to Birmingham. See if someone at the supermarket takes pity because you don't know which card to use. Oh dear, Nigel, that's bad. I'm not that bad. I'm looking forward to. I don't plan on stopping doing this anytime soon. I've been saying that. In discussions with Trent today, he finally has got round to having the motivation to do his PC. I really just want to rip this room apart and redo it, but it's just having that motivation to do it and the time to do it. Our ex-comrade and I did discuss it one weekend when he was here. We were just going to go, right, unplug everything, take it all out, put new brackets on the walls, put the monitors back, tidy up the cables. Because it must have been 5 or 6 years since the last time I did that. Get a tin of Mr. Sheen. This is the only room that doesn't get cleaned. Gets hoovered, but there's just so much stuff in here I can't dust it. And I watch videos of people with a no wire setup, and it looks so nice. My steering wheel wires just behind the desk. The farm sim panel wires are under the desk. It's just all the wires behind the monitors that I can see that makes it look untidy, and the fact that there's so many wires going in and out the mixing desk. Right, Barnt Green. So we get off here. We know behind us is a Redditch train. So we take that to Redditch. That turns around. If that goes back to New Street, we're going to do a non-stop back to New Street. Someone at work came up to my desk the other day and said, oh, your tin of paint for your bathroom still seems to be there. Yeah, it's still there. I said, the flooring for the bathroom is still in the boot of the car as well. He went, what? I said, yeah, the flooring to do the bathroom is still in the boot of the car. It's only been in there since about February, I think. Right, unlock the doors. We'll give up this service. So we'll use dog mode. Relinquish service. So we'll go up here. Ruff. So what we want now is the Redditch train. Baldy. Which is going to be on the other side. So got to go up and over. Up and over. Ow. Out the way. The 11:31, calling it Alvechurch and Redditch. So what we'll do is we'll go dink. Right, 4 times the speed. This is what I plan to do for my last 10-minute train watch, is do an extended version and maybe pick a station and do it. Mind the gap and do an extended 10-minute train watch. So do it on 4 times speed. And I'm thinking either doing a busy station like Clapham and then just parking it, so not doing a standing on the platform one, or trying to find a suitable view at New Street. But you can't, there's nowhere at New Street you could put a train that you could then access the cab to be able to do external view, to be able to position yourself above the platform. So yeah, I need to look at that in the next couple of weeks. So I don't know if we're going to get back to New Street. So what we might do, here's an idea. We could next week carry on from Redditch. So do Redditch back into...
Always try to carry a bottle of water with you.
Do Redditch back into Birmingham, then route hop and do Birmingham to Crewe. Or do we just say sod it and we just start in Crewe next week and then just do Crewe to Birmingham to Crewe? Would have been nice to get back to Birmingham and have a continuation of the journey. Alright, train should be here anytime. Make Steve's thing longer. Oh crap, I don't need that, Tiger, but thank you. Right. Problem is, I want to end at Crewe. So, because I want to start at Crewe the following week. Actually, which might be on the Monday. Yeah, okay. Trying to make you miss the train. Well, thanks then. Cheers for the support. Seem to be rolling. Okay, out of church in 1.4 miles. Tiger, tiger, tiger. It would be a bloody slow bit as well, wouldn't it? I think of Alvechurch. I think of Alvin and the Chipmunks. I don't know why. Right, 14 a minute. Can I do an impersonation of Alvin? If I had my other mixing desk connected, yes, I could probably add some audio levels in. I was looking at, again, watched a couple of videos last night of like interfaces. My problem is I got so much connected. I'd love it. You can get these streamlined interfaces that have just got like a couple of XLRs in, somewhere you can Bluetooth your phone, and that's it. I don't think I could do my setup any other way. You got that much interfaces, exactly. I'm thinking out loud because I know not Elgato, Stream Deck do their audio software. All of my... I wonder if I could... Can I route everything through the PC? No, because I want individual control. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. Forget that. I'll carry on. We'll carry on to Alvechurch. Yeah, no, the problem is all the inputs I've got are physical inputs. If they're all... I was thinking, if they all went through the PC... I could set them up through the Elgato Wavelink and then use like an external like computer-driven mixer with just one cable that I just then use a slider still, but it's controlling the app within the PC. Problem is, like, my microphone is XLR into the mixing desk. The guest microphone is XLR into the mixing desk. Discord comes out of the... I'm trying to think of this. Discord comes out of the PC on a separate sound card into the mixing desk. It's on its own channel. What's next? The Amazon device is plugged in, so audio out of the Amazon device into the mixing desk. The music's played through the streaming PC. I got a Focusrite Scarlett. The music played through the streaming PC is out on a separate USB sound card, because so it plays anything that's on Chrome out through that sound card, which comes in on separate input on the mixing desk. When people follow on Streamlabs, that comes out as the default output on the streaming PC into its own input. I've got a separate input for games console when that's connected, because that brings the audio from a HDMI splitter, and I've got the standard audio output of the gaming PC into a separate input into this, and then I've got the audio out of the mixing desk that goes into the streaming PC that pushes that out to the stream, and headphones out that go into my headphones. That's why I can't put it all in one of those, because they're designed for people streaming on one PC that don't have an Amazon device connected, that are maybe listening to music through that one PC as well. If everything's on one PC, it'd be a lot easier. I quite like having the audio mixer, so I can adjust volumes on the fly. From a wires point of view, it's all tucked away under my right hand monitor, so I can't actually see all the wires, but my god, it's a mess of wires. Right, 2.6 miles to Redditch, so yeah, we're definitely not going to get back to Birmingham. Yeah, my old mixing desk, which is still on the side behind me, I only gave up that because one of the channels died. That I could press a button and it would add in audio effects, sound effects. I can do it with this. I've never set it up, so you can loop in. You got to put the output feed into the input feed, and I was in such a rush to get it set up, I've never bothered. Yeah, again, I use a Stream Deck. I use a Stream Deck on the streaming... No. Yeah, I got a Stream Deck for the streaming rig. I got a Stream Deck for the gaming rig. So when we're in Discord, I can adjust everyone's gaming volumes, individual voice volumes individually. But then adjust the whole of Discord through the mixer. It's one of those things, I got so used to just having all that control and moving sliders up and down that I think I'd be more confused if I got rid of it all. That's why it's so difficult for me to strip this room apart, because I'd have to label every single wire, which they're not at the moment, to make sure they all go back in the right place. But I'd love to just take everything out of this room. I could probably, my PC would probably handle pushing the stream out as well. I only did the streaming PC on the last PC because my GTX 1080 was struggling to push the stream out and game. But this thing, yeah, again, I even thought about upgrading the PC, but the graphics card in this, it's what, 5 years old now, and it's still untouchable as far as all the games that I want to play. I can't justify spending another $2,500 on another PC. It's AMD. I can't remember what it is. It's a something. I got the best graphics card and best processor I could when I did the machine. .64 gig of RAM. Got the world's biggest bloody CPU cooler. The case I got was absolutely massive. A night off from streaming? No, I told Trent I got to take a week off from streaming. Thing is, the main thing I want to do is sort the monitors out. So because 90 degrees to my right on a shelf is the monitor that I've currently got Discord on. To the right of my gaming screen is a monitor in landscape at 45 degrees in the corner. I want to turn that to 90 to portrait and then move the Discord screen next to it, so they're both in my eye line, and do the same the other side. So I'd have can't count, 1 2 3 4 5 screens, but above me there's a 40-inch TV that the streaming rig is on. I can't mount the screen to my left currently in portrait mode because that'll block half the 40-inch TV. Is difficult. Right, we've arrived at Redditch. So yeah, shopping centre is that building over there. There's actually some steps that go up there and you cross the road into the shopping centre. It's like a bus station. It's odd, you go in it, you're in a bus station, and then you go up an escalator and there's that little shop, and then you go up again. Just like there's a little newsagents on the first level inside that shopping centre. Okay. $11.53. I don't think we're going to get a chance, are we? Okay. Well, we got as far as Redditch. I don't know how that's going to... It's a shame we couldn't have got back to New Street, but there you go. We said to be to Redditch, it was Reading. That's close, Michael. They both begin with an R and have got an E in there. Yeah, easy mistake to make. Getting your Redditches and your radishes and your readings mixed up. Yeah. So there we go. Birmingham Cross City. Next week, then, we're going to do somewhere. Probably gone past it again, haven't I? I've about to have gone past it. I've gone past it, haven't I? I've gone past it. There's too many lines. Birmingham to Crewe. So what we want to do is do the Funky Gibbon. No. So you can do a farewell rail tour from Birmingham to Crewe. It'd be quite interesting, actually. So we could do Birmingham to Wolverhampton, do something Wolverhampton to Crewe, Crewe to, say, 55 minutes, Crewe to Birmingham. Crewe to Stafford, Birmingham to... Yeah, so it's doable. I think we might... Okay, we'll start in New Street, but I want to end in Crewe, so we're going to have to do... I'm going to have to do some research. Anyway, so that's next week, and then sometime in the next couple of months, maybe sooner, we're going to be getting Lichfield Trent Valley, which will be Milton Keynes to Crewe, cuts out Birmingham. So that means we can do Euston to Milton Keynes to Crewe. When we get Crewe to Preston, we can then do Crewe to Preston, then Preston to Carlisle. So we can then do Euston Without a Problem to Carlisle with multiple stops. And one day when we get all that, I'd like to do that as one stream. So do Euston Without a Problem to Carlisle in one stream. I don't know what that would be journey time, but it will be a time. There we go then. Next week then, Birmingham to Crewe. A variety, some different types of trains for that one. Tomorrow night then, because of all the huge amounts of you that voted, thanks, looks like to be some more Car Mechanics Sim, because that went so well last time. Thursday night we've got some Contractville, more building houses. Friday night is the new map in American Truck Sim. 4.5 hours, that's doable. Saturday night, thank you, Michael, is... What the hell is Saturday night? Oh, more Busbound. Sunday lunchtime, another new farm in Farm Sim 22, back to Riverview. And then next week, more things. So there we go. Thanks very much to you lot then for keeping me company through that one. Have a great evening. Remember to be nice to Pat. How about no? And to these people as well. Can you have help on the homework? Yeah, stop playing with it, Trent. Thanks to RT for the follow. Magic Feet and Stokey for resubscribing. Nico, Collins, Sim, Magic Feet and Tiger for throwing their little bitties at me. And the moderation team for doing absolutely nothing. I will be back tomorrow night to do some mechanics in cars. Until then, if you have been, thanks for watching.